Black History Month, and an identity crisis. What is an identity crisis? A person with an identity crisis feels a disconnect from who they are to who they will become, or confusion of their place in the world. An identity crisis is thought to develop because of the environments we grow up in that don't support our needs. An identity crisis may cause one to have feelings of frustration, being stuck, or lacking meaningful progression, and can lead to feelings of depression or anxiety. I can't see where to go.
There you go.
Okay. Did our history begin with the transatlantic slave trade in 1619 when we were brought over to the Americas? What was our original language? What part of Africa did we come from, since Africa is a continent? What are our true names, since our names was forcibly changed? Let's begin with Noah and his sons. Uh-oh. Noah had 3 sons, Japheth, Shem, and Ham. Japheth, the youngest son of Noah, and settled mainly in Europe. They are the Indo-European people who are identified as the white Caucasian race. Ashkenaz, the Ashkenazi Jews, are the descendants of Japheth, with origins in Poland, Russia, Hungary, and Lithuania. Ham, the middle son of Noah, he became the progenitor of the dark races, not the Negroes, but the Egyptians, Ethiopians, Libyans, and Canaanites. And that's from the Zondervan Compact Bible Dictionary, which states the description of Ham. Shem, the eldest son of Noah, which leaves the Negroes to come from this line. From this line comes Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, whom Yahuwah made a covenant. Jacob had 12 sons, Reuben, Simeon, Levi, Judah, Dan, Naphtali, Gad, Asher, Issachar, Zebulun, Joseph, and Benjamin. Let me make sure I didn't skip something. Okay. What happened to the children of Israel, the Black Hebrews, in 70 AD when the Romans ruled? For those who wasn't killed or enslaved, they escaped into Egypt to flee persecution from the Romans. While in Egypt, some of the Israelites was taken into slavery by Black Africans, the Hamites, and Arabs, the Ishmaelites. And this is the sub-Saharan Arab slave trade. How do the Israelites, the Black Hebrews, get over to North and South America? In the 1600s, the Black Israelites living in Spain, Portugal was forced to flee due to the persecution and killing of the Black Hebrews by the Roman Catholic Church, who did not convert to the Catholic faith. Those that escaped fled into Africa and Asia, and many were later captured and sold into slavery to North and South America. Joel 3, the ESV version, says, "You have sold the people of Judah and Jerusalem to the Greeks in order to remove them far from their border." Yahuwah told the children of Israel, Jacob 12 sons, that if you don't keep my commandments, this will happen. So Deuteronomy 28, 64 through 68. And also read, I'm going to read those, but also read Deuteronomy 28, 15 through 68, which gives a list of all the curses. Who fits these? "And the Lord shall scatter thee among all people, from one end of the earth even unto the other. And there shalt thou serve other gods, which neither thou nor thy fathers have known, even wood and stone. And among these nations shalt thou find no ease, neither shall the sole of thy foot have rest. But the Lord shall give thee there a trembling heart and failing of eyes and sorrow of mind. And thy life shall hang in doubt before thee. And thou shalt fear day and night, and thou shalt have no assurance of thy life. In the morning thou shalt say, would God if it were even, and at the even thou shalt say, would God if it were morning. For the fear of thine heart, wherewith thou shalt fear, and for the sight of thine eyes, which thou shalt see. And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships, by the way whereof I spake unto thee. Thou shalt see it no more again, and there ye shall be sold unto your enemies for bondmen and bondwomen, and no man shall buy you. What group do you know was brought over on ships and sold into slavery and is scattered to each end of the earth? Deuteronomy 28:43 says, the stranger, the immigrants that's within thee, that's among you, shall get above thee, rise above, spring up, or excel, very high, higher than normal, or at a considerable height. And thou shalt come down to sink, to be cast down very low, a high degree, or extremely to the bottom. Who's at the bottom to get reparations? A study is being conducted at this time for slavery reparations, a study. In the book Hebrew to Negroes, Wake Up Black America, Ron Dalton states in the Book of Mormons, it was prophesied that the Black people living in Africa would be enslaved and scattered by the Gentiles, and that the knowledge of the identity of the real Israelites would be known by the Gentiles, but not the Israelites, until the last days when knowledge would increase. Has knowledge increased in the land through social media, television, and the internet? Psalm 83:4 states, they have said, come, let us cut them off from being a nation, that the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance. Here's a couple maps we have here from the west coast of Africa taken to the North and South America to Europe. And we can see all here on the map where we came from. I can't see where it was again. Where we came from Africa all the way into South America, North America, and even up into Europe. We also have here where it was stated earlier in a couple presentations where we were taking from, and that it also says Kingdom of Judah, and it also says the slave coast. And that was a way for those coming over to Africa knew exactly where to go to get us to bring us into slavery. Here are some of the names of slaves that was taken from West Africa, and you can see Yah in their names, like Akaya or Adaya, and so forth, so many names. And over the other slide shows who owned some of these slave ships. And these were Jewish slave ship owners. You could tell by the names. So you have the name of the ship, Abigail, Crown, Nassau, Four Sisters, Hester, Elizabeth. And then it has the owners, and you see all the names. You see Moses, Levi. I mean, because they always, the Jews have the names, of course, that they use today, the biblical names. You got Mordecai, Gomez, you have Abram, you have Wolf. We know the Wolf family is a large Jewish family. So we must learn from our true history. Here's something that Morpheus said. Our history was written by those that hung our heroes. Well, it's not really Morpheus saying it, but it's a picture of him. Given this fact, it is therefore foolish to believe that the history taught to us is true. And then the other slide says, if you're not an African American, and then here's scripture references, don't run from who you are, Judah. And that's it.